Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
I'm part of the Kliq, isn't everybody?
Yes! 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 I got an idea, yeah. Beat up John Cena!
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Too sweet! This is where the power lies!
I am the man.
If you can survive!
It's showtime, folks!
The following episode is scheduled for one fall, and it is for your listening pleasure. This is In The Kliq.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and joining me once again is my brother Tommy. How's it going?
Hey.
And also joining us is our good brother from Pro Wrestling 101 on Instagram. It's Richard. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing, guys? Tommy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Really good or just good?
Really good.
I like to hear
really
that.
good.
That's enough, Danny. He said it. He answered the question.
Damn it. All right. But
Super good.
Super good. There you go. Not super bad, which was a great movie, by the way.
True story.
It made me fall in love with Van Halen's Panama again. Remember that whole car scene? The car chasing with the police. Great scene. Yeah. Van Halen. Love that band.
I'm agreeing. I'm just chewing.
Yes. So Richard,
This is professional to chew licorice on a podcast.
As soon as we hit the record button, Richard starts eating a piece of licorice.
No, that's not
delicious.
licorice.
Or
that's a red vine.
red vine, yeah.
No, it is actually a Twizzler. There's a
Twizzler.
difference.
Okay, Twizzler.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
I don't like any of that. I hate licorice. I hate red vines.
It's cherry flavored. You don't like cherry
No,
flavored?
I like Twizzler.
Not that.
What's wrong with you?
It's just like gooey. Like it's just like it's like rubber. I don't know. I'm just not a fan.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
Oh well.
No,
Wow.
I'm not no selling that one.
Wow. What if I got you like Bavarian licorice or some fancy country?
No,
No,
German licorice?
no, none of that. Save your money. Buy me chocolate instead. That's
No.
always much better.
No. You go for the higher priced item, I see.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, don't get me any gift, but if you do, get me the expensive one.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, man. I got Tommy here. Every time we go out to eat or whatever, he always gets the most expensive item.
That's because Tommy has class
There you
and a
go.
refined palate.
He's sophisticated.
Yeah. I'm a sophisticated MFer.
Yeah.
That's right.
But here we are back at it for another episode in the Kliq.
What are we talking about?
Survivor Series 2021 is come and gone. It's in the books now. We're actually recording right now on a Monday evening during Monday Night Raw right now. So we're haven't seen any spoilers or anything yet, but I don't know about you guys, but the big question coming out of Survivor Series, who stole the golden egg, man? That's the question.
That's the hot topic.
It's not The Rock.
I have a very inappropriate answer. So
well, censor yourself, please.
all I'm going to say is it involves Becky Lynch's red outfit.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Here we go.
Richard.
I think I know where the egg went.
Oh my God. So, no, but here we are. Survivor Series 2021 is in the books now. So much to talk about. What happened in the ring, all the segments outside the ring. A lot happened here. I'll just say this. I had moments that I really enjoyed. I thought that was pretty funny, entertaining. But for the most part, it was kind of underwhelming to me. Like as far as nothing really major happened.
Well,
I don't know. Yeah, Richard. Like,
what do you expect when there's no titles on the line?
Exactly.
What major could happen?
Well, okay.
It's the equivalency of an all-star game.
Yeah, exactly.
Sports.
I don't know where your expectations are if you're expecting something.
Well, that's actually a topic I don't know if I should get into right now or I forget how I want to properly phrase it. I think for me,
Are you high on drugs right now?
no, No, I'm just trying to figure
just
how to properly
Just
phrase
ask.
it. I mean, for me, no, like, okay. I think like a lot of people, we had, I had low expectations for the show, but I had some big expectations what surprises might be in store, if that makes sense. For the actual matches, the build was
So
kind of
lackluster. You thought you were guaranteed some sort of a surprise.
Exactly.
What
Just
made
because
you think that there was going to be a surprise?
Well, I'm trying to think how I want to word this properly, and I'm trying
The
to
internet,
dirt sheet writers, people, various other podcast shows and stuff who've been kind of hyping this up for the last few months.
So the internet and dirt sheet writers let you down.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, they'll blame it on, cards subject to change or things change last minute.
Oh, we wrote about it, so they changed plans.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. It's like, okay, Survivor Series itself. Listen, I know it's one of the big four pay-per-views. Realistically, what that means, it was one of the original big four pay-per-views that WWE, WWF created back in the day in the 80s and whatnot. But as far as it's like, I think significant value and what it brings to the table for the overall product, it's gone down in value. It's not as important anymore. And I you can argue it's been like that for years, even decades. It's just, as Tommy said,
maybe even ever. There's never ever been anything for it. It's just a special showcase. Like I think Tommy nailed it. It's the All-Star game. Yeah,
it literally exhibition. Like last night, I was sitting there and I didn't know how to tweet this. I was just saving it for the podcast. So, the big question, can these people coexist? These teams coexist? And it was just funny because you see, heels and baby faces have to work together on their respective teams. It reminded me when I used to play youth basketball and, we have our different teams. And then at the end of the season, we have an all-star game after the season's over, the championship game. And that's like the one time I would team up with guys who were like my rivals.
You'd team up with Earthquake and Mr. Fuji and
Mr. Perfect, all
Mr.
that.
Perfect.
No, but
Demolition.
Like, listen, I'm not a wrestler. I'm never going to be a wrestler, but like the way I could kind of relate to this is like my all-star team when I was in middle school. Yeah, grade school, middle school, playing youth basketball in Alameda and AYB, where we have these all-star games after the season. I'd be playing with guys who were more or less my enemies, my competition throughout the whole season. And now we're teammates. So it's like that one practice and the one game, we all have to coexist.
Danny, they've been doing this brand thing for like over a decade. And every year you just get this upset about it. You're losing your mind. You're acting like you're on coke right now. Look at you. Get a hold of yourself, man.
Brother, man, no, it's just no, but like that's how I was thinking about this. I was like laughing. I don't know why. That thought just came to my mind.
You got a battle royal. That was different.
Oh my God. Well, that's a whole nother thing.
That was
just a sponsorship plug right there.
What are you talking about?
Hold on, wait, but I'm just saying, like for me, I was watching this and it just reminded me of, like I said, youth basketball, where it's like these guys. I mean, that's how I can relate. It's like, oh, I kind of experienced something similar in my personal life. But anyway, like my main thing is like Survivor Series. I don't know. Something needs to change. Like, I think more stakes need to be involved with the actual, 5-on-5 brand versus brand matches, the traditional Survivor Series elimination matches, something to add a little more spark. Because like, okay, it's kind of cool to see champion versus champion to a certain extent, but if no belts on the line.
But the quality of the matches are always good. That's the thing. Like, I get it. It's really the color scheme and all that crap is all just whatever. But like, I think it would be better, but you can't, because it's like there's not general managers anymore. So you're not pitting a general manager against your general manager or appointing things, and it can't be done in a world where there's this many people on a roster, and it's just too hard. You've got to figure out how to make personal feuds that you can do such a thing with, even though they're not interacting every week.
Yeah, and that's the other problem too with like the last couple of years now. They have the draft in October, so a lot of these people who are on Raw or Team Smackdown,
it's like
they were on the opposite program.
The Team Raw was the Team Smackdown team last year, and
I mean, I get it,
but like I think you need to like kind of curve your expectations for what you're getting, because this has been Survivor Series for more than 10 years now.
I know, but I'm just like, because I invest so much time in watching Raw and SmackDown.
Go back
every
and try
week.
to watch some of the older ones. It's this, and you'll realize it's the same thing. It's just they got to name their team's funny name. That was it.
And some will dress up all in the same like gear or something.
But I mean, it's also you're dealing with, when you think about the past, you're dealing with people that were characters, and they're not characters anymore. Everyone's a wrestler now. That's their character.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest difference I can equate it to. But like, I don't know. I personally think it would be fun if they did something like SmackDown's top tag team and the Bloodline against the New Day and Raw's top tag team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wrote a piece, just seeing kind of these like you said, like, will these people get along? It's like, I don't need to question that. Like, because if you pose that question, Kevin Owens walking out isn't as exciting. It's more like, well, they've been posing that question all night. Will these teams get along with their own, teammates? So,
here's my thing. It's like, okay, if you're going to do Raw versus SmackDown 5 versus 5, that's fine. But then get rid of the other, everyone of equivalent status, tag champion versus tag champion, IC versus US. And just have more regular matches, because I feel like for the last couple of weeks, some storylines have just been put on hold because they got to get through Survivor Series, and then they'll pick up the regular storylines from each respected show the following week. Like, but that's the thing. Survivor Series back in the day, they would have the traditional matches, Survivor Series matches, but they would have the regular matches.
Titles, so they had title matches. So you weren't pitting the IC champion against the European champion. It's like, no, the IC champion is getting his neck broken, and the European champion's in the opening match. So, and
Sid was beating Shawn Michaels.
But I mean, I
great moment.
It's not 96. It's not my favorite pay-per-view, but I appreciate the way, like Tommy describes it. It's like you're really getting to see, matches that you're not going to get throughout the rest of the year. Like, you're getting face-offs, and I think that's a test to, like, they might test it out at Survivor Series when someone's face-to-face and you get the ooh factor, and then they try it again at Royal Rumble. I think they look at all those things and kind of, are they getting the same reaction in different places, and how can we pair them up down the line?
Well, I'll give you Richard credit. You are being optimistic about this. I appreciate that.
I'm observant about it, because this is what happened with Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels, and that turned out to be like one of the coolest WrestleMania matches in the long run.
Yeah. I guess for me, because like at the end of the day, most of what happened tonight is not going to matter a week or two from now. So that's why it maybe, if there were some stakes involved, it would have some more long-term effects, ripple effects. And that's why I'm thinking.
But it's also at such a time in the year that the company goes, and they sometimes they'll tape parts of December and New Year's. And if you're doing stuff like that, you can't keep your momentum if it's something really good and it's out on the internet because it's taped. So you're kind of in a shit place where until January, things are going to be the way they are. And then things pick up again.
And so with that being said, the other big aspect of Survivor Series this year that a lot of people were getting amped up for or excited for was the potential of The Rock being there. Throughout the night, they had different video packages acknowledging, celebrating the fact that it was the 25th anniversary of The Rock's debut in WWE, showing different moments from his career. And I think a lot of people assume he was going to come and show up. And this was being reported for months now that they were working something out. And so that's where, for me,
that should have been a red flag for you anyway, because when does The Rock ever come back and you knew he was coming back?
True. He usually just shows up out of nowhere.
Exactly.
And that's something some people did point out on Twitter. I saw last night was like The Rock. Everyone's like, oh, I thought he was going to come. They kind of tease it. And it's like, no, he's always been a surprise. Like literally, what was 2 years ago at the SmackDown debut episode, Becky Lynch and Corbin.
The only person they ever announced is Austin.
That they know. Okay.
Because they know Austin's going to boost a rating. You see anyone else, it's just going to be, call your buddy and tell them to turn on Raw.
Yeah.
The Rock just showed up.
So, and that's I mean, that's a whole bigger discussion as far as the roles that various other podcast hosts, wrestling radio shows, whatever you want to call it, dirt sheet writers, reporters, they kind of start putting these rumors out for months. And for someone like me who watches very closely,
they're celebrating 25 years of The Rock. Yeah, because it's 25 years of The Rock. They're not going to celebrate it at 24 years of The Rock or 26 years of The Rock. It's the quarter of a century Rock. That's what we're celebrating.
It's kind of interesting, man, because like last year was the 30th anniversary of The Undertaker, and they did the whole thing at the Thunderdome, and then this year's The Rock. So at least Survivor Series.
They announced The Undertaker. That's the difference.
What's next year? 25 years of the Montreal Screwjob?
Is that we have? That'd be next
year. So they've got to screw someone next year. That's when Roman's going to lose the belt.
Yeah.
And then he's going to write in the Scott AEW. And that's what he's with his hand gesture. So,
and he's going to punch Vince after the match.
And then they'll hire Vince Russo, and then Goldberg will go there.
And then
kick his head off of his head.
And then they're going to have like a new faction that's going to take over AEW. And
there's like 200 of the NOI family. So they'll just create some other version of the bloodline there.
I know, exactly. Repack. Oh, yeah, they'll have a Roman Reigns look-alike.
Yeah.
It's going to be Solo Sequoia.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's going to grow his hair out and he's going to look like Roman Reigns. So, yeah, I mean, that was the thing. So, spoiler alert, the Rock did not show up. And the thing that got people kind of hyped up was like last minute reporting.
Danny, if anyone's listening to this podcast, they already know that the Rock didn't show up.
But the thing was like the original plans was going to be Roman and Big E to start the show, Becky and Charlotte to end the show. Then last minute it was reported they flipped. So it got people excited. Oh my God, why is Roman going last? Is the Rock going to come and interfere? Whatever.
I did something I don't usually do. And I watched the pre-show.
Wow.
And as the pre-show was going on, they had stated that Becky and Charlotte were opening the show.
Mm-hmm.
I go online and I read Becky and Charlotte are main eventing the show. Roman and Big E are opening the show.
Mm.
I'm just like, that's interesting that I would read that on the internet.
Well, how was the tweet though?
As it was being announced. No, it was on a web page.
Okay. So anyway, it's like I said, The Rock did not show up. I was a little bummed. I thought it'd been kind of a cool moment, but it is what it is. But yeah, the other big takeaway that happened throughout the night was this damn golden egg. So a rare appearance from
damn golden egg.
Expensive, it was valuable cool. Golden egg.
It was pretty cool.
But no, so the thing was, we see during the kick,
pretty cool.
But no, we see Vince McMahon make a rare TV appearance. He comes out in the limo, pulls up, brings out the egg, and then all the other, WWE roster standing there, and he like puts the egg in their face, and it's like he had to cue them to start cheering.
Ooh,
yes.
Look at this. It's great. So. And then, so listen, I'm going to combine all the segments into one. So yeah, he goes in the back. He's like celebrating the egg. He's telling, Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville about this egg and that The Rock gave it to him.
He talked to Roman about it first.
Okay. So yeah, talked to Roman. And
Roman came in there and didn't really even say anything. And Vince just kept talking about the egg. And then Roman just walked
Well, let me
off.
ask you this. Like, dude, Roman kind of power trip. Like, he had the security guard out there, but he just looked past him and walked in, knocked as he walked in, but still he just kind of walked in. He's like, I don't care. I'll walk in wherever room I can. Kind of shows how powerful the tribal chief is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, and then, the Vince McMahon kept saying, The Rock gave this to me. And, he starts going down his whole history of like $7 to his name and all this stuff. And I think Roman knows all those facts already. He's related to him. But
well, I mean, he's got so many people in his family, he might not even know who The Rock is.
Yeah, it's the story possible. Never got to him.
Wait, did I do a movie with him?
So, no, but like, we see the golden egg, and now it's the egg. I guess it's from the new Rock movie, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot movie.
Have you seen it?
I've not seen it. Have you?
It's amazing.
Really?
It's really good. Like, yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Like think James Bond and Indiana Jones.
Okay.
That's what it is.
The egg is like Cleopatra's golden egg or something?
Yeah, but there's 3 of them.
Oh.
So they know where 2 of them are. Ryan Reynolds is a thief. And then the third one, this bad guy has. So they have to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
And think it like the archaeology aspect of it as Indiana Jones, but the action is more like James Bond.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's very good.
I'll have to check it out. It's
all the clickbaiters have seen it. They've all messaged me privately. I told them I wouldn't share those DMs. But.
So, but I wonder what's inside the egg. Is it like Cadbury egg, like
Nothing.
filled with chocolate?
Nothing. It's gold.
Oh, you need some more
Solid
chocolate.
gold. No,
I'd rather eat chocolate than licorice.
I understand you have a thing for chocolate. So, I think Tommy, should we start calling Danny sexual chocolate?
Mark Henry is a friend of the podcast, so
there you go.
I think
he doesn't use it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
right.
Okay,
you're sexual chocolate now.
So, he tells Roman it's worth like $100 million, and Roman walking out says, "That's how much my next contract's going to be." So, like, I don't know. And then Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville in the room. Vince comes back, and the egg's missing. And he's like, "Who
done it? Who done it?"
And and he says, "Go look for it." And then on Raw, have both Raw and SmackDown roster there. I guess they're going to ask everyone. So now Richard, who do you think stole it?
Raw feels like the time that you would have someone come back or whatnot. I think it's either Roman Reigns. I'm looking. They haven't revealed it yet.
Okay.
I think it's either Roman Reigns to entice The Rock, or The Rock took it back because Vince was gloating about it.
Or could it be like some comedic act?
It'll still lead to Roman.
It's got to be one extreme or the other. It's going to be a big name, or it's going to be like a comedic act, like someone from the 24/7 division.
Well, it could be R-Truth thinking that there is chocolate in there, and he just needs to figure out how to open it.
Thank you.
Or it's Hornswoggle.
Or Tony D'Angelo. Hey, by the way, if
Tony D'Angelo took it, it would be sold already. We'd never know.
Bow. You just go bow. So anyway, I'm just wait.
You are on so many drugs right now. I want our listeners to know that Danny is high on drugs.
I'm high on life right now, man. It's Thanksgiving
that's what
week.
Someone on drugs would say.
Turkey Day's coming up. I'm looking forward to it. No, but like with this egg, everyone was joking like, "Oh, who's Vince texting?" During the segments and stuff.
Stone Cold.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
You know that broken skull belt you got? I got a golden egg. God damn it! Look at it.
I lost my train of thought. I was going to say Vince with the golden egg. Tommy, was there anything else that stood out for you with the whole golden egg thing? Oh, no, that's what I was going to say. Vince McMahon and Paul Heyman both taking shots at Brooklyn. Said maybe it's one of the people in Brooklyn who took it, and then Paul Heyman said the same thing. It's like
it probably was
people in Brooklyn like calling them all thieves.
Yeah, they're dirty.
I'm just I don't know. It seems so goofy. Like
is Paul Heyman and Kayla Braxton a couple yet?
I don't know. That's it'd be interesting if
I don't want to think about that. I'll ruin her for me.
So anyway, we'll find out on Raw, I guess, who stole the egg, what happened to it, why it disappeared. But yeah, that was a big story beat throughout the show. So, but it was cool to see Vinnie Mac on TV, even though he's older now and it's not the man he used to be from a look and sounding wise, but still cool to see Vince McMahon. I always pop when I see him. Yeah. So, all right, let's get into the actual matches here. We'll power through these real quick. So, the kickoff show, I caught in. So, Richard, you watched it. I tuned in right when it started. Shinsuke Nakamura defending the IC title against Damian Priest, U.S. champion. Yeah, it was a good match. I mean,
it was fun. It was a lot of fun, actually.
Pat McAfee made it fun.
Pat McAfee made the whole show great. Let's get into that when we start the main show. I thought, man, I couldn't tell you what happened during that match. I was just cracking up over Boogs.
Yeah, so that
just like the look that Priest would give him, and then Boogs would be like just like freeze in place, and then.
I mean, it was a good, decent match, but that's the big thing is Rick Boogs, when he played the guitar, Shinsuke would like power up. Yeah. And Damian Priest, the Jekyll and Hyde character he is right now, he would freak out and get mad.
The three of them would work well together.
As like a band?
That's a fact. Yeah, they could be the new 3-man band. They'll call it the new 3-man band.
And then Drew McIntyre just claymores them.
Like when they did the new Blackjacks and the new Midnight Express, we'll have the new 3-man band.
Then have an NWA invasion.
Yes. Get Trevor Murdoch back.
Yeah. So, but it was interesting because like we haven't seen Damian Priest too much lately, and he's still kind of doing the whole Jekyll and Hyde gimmick. And eventually, Shinsuke is like almost knocked out, and then Rick Boogs starts playing this guitar soloing, and Shinsuke wakes up and like gets energized again, and you start speeding up Damian.
Like that. The whole match is great.
Well, then Damian Priest gets pissed, grabs the guitar and breaks it over his leg. But the highlight was Pat McAfee said, "You son of a bitch!"
That break his leg.
Apparently, the room. I saw people tweet who were there. They said there was a secondary guitar off to the side that made the switch.
There's a trick to that. I'll tell you offline.
What, breaking the guitar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Tommy, we were laughing, just Pat McAfee. You said, "You son of a bitch!" Yeah. Damian Priest broke the guitar. Then he hit Shinsuke with the pieces and stuff. So Shinsuke wins by DQ. So I guess good way to start the show, get the crowd amped up. So anyway, we'll see how this plays out. Hopefully Rick Boogs gets another guitar. They should go guitar shopping.
He's got a bunch.
Yeah, exactly. So the main show kicked off here with Becky Lynch, Raw Women's Champion, against Charlotte Flair, current SmackDown Women's Champion.
Best match of the show. Easy.
It was.
Yeah.
There was eye candy. It was physical.
Yeah, Becky Lynch coming out with but Becky Lynch coming out with the all red like Scarlet Witch inspired outfit, I guess.
No, I don't
even know who that is.
I tweeted, I think her costume or ring attire was an inspiration too, since she was recently released from her, from her father, Britney Spears.
I could see that.
From the Oops, I Did It Again music video.
Yes.
I think she was paying tribute to Britney Spears.
Maybe.
Conservatorship.
Yes, that's what it was.
But this match, you're right. It was stiff, and they really. I like the video package going into this.
Yeah, I'm still convinced that the whole "we're not friends" is the stupidest work in the world that people are so buying into.
I think to a certain extent there was some probably backstage argument, and then just they turned this into a shoot into a work.
No,
I think that's what happened.
No, I don't think so. It's stupid.
They're not close anymore. I think that's true. They're not really
they're
close
not on
friends.
the same show anymore. That's why. But but they've done this with their other matches, and they acted like this was like such a rare match. It's rare because they haven't had it in 2 years.
Well, this was the best built up match of the show.
For sure.
Leading into it. This definitely was.
But I've said it on here that I think Becky Lynch came back a better performer than, because she was so over, she could have done anything and they'd cheer for her.
Yeah.
But I think she came back at a Charlotte Flair level of in-ring ability. So it was really cool to see Charlotte in there with someone with matched ability to me, because I really like, for the violent aspect of it, the Charlotte Becky match, but this was just like from Evolution. I'm sorry. Because they used all those weapons and everything. But this was just hard hitting slaps, punches, kicks, like everything was just right off the bat. It's like there wasn't a lot of moves in the match, which I appreciate, because the crowd was chanting "This is awesome" throughout the whole thing, and there was barely any moves.
Yeah,
it was just all fire.
Well, I liked how they're working stiff, and there was that nice. Go ahead, Tommy.
The chops.
Yeah, I was going to say there was a nice balance of like them trying to work, but then like laying into each other where, it kind of broke down a little bit. It was like, I don't want to say sloppy, but it was like they were like really like a little bit shooting there, it looked like. But they were slapping each other back and forth.
There was a moment where I don't know if I don't remember if Charlotte slapped Becky or chopped Becky, but Becky had you can see this oh, look. And then she just whoosh.
Yes.
And it's just that's a stiff slap.
And Charlotte with the trash talking in the ring.
Oh yeah.
The mic picked up. She's calling her out on some stuff.
Oh yeah,
they're
both calling each other bitches and I'm gonna mess you up.
Dude, Charlotte, when she does the moonsault on the outside and she lands, I'm like, God, her knees might
I know.
I get so terrified. And Becky didn't really catch her or break her fall this time. So she literally did a full moonsault, backflip in the air, and landed straight down on her feet. And it's your feet, your knees, your ankles. I'm like, that must hurt.
A heavier person that could really injure. So
yeah. So
she's so lean.
Becky attempted to get the figure 4. It wasn't perfectly done.
No, but I did notice. It was just God, I can't think of anyone putting a figure 4 on Charlotte, and that happened to Rick all the time. Ric Flair would always get a figure 4 put on him from his opponent.
Yeah, well, and then I like how they were trying to hit at each other, and Charlotte's just has a longer reach. It was just easier for her to nail Becky. And
I'll tell you what I thought was nasty was when Charlotte went for that Andrade move of the back elbow.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looked like her head hit the back of Becky's. And I don't know if you saw, there was a interview with Becky after the show, and you could just see this big welt on her head.
Ooh. Okay. So it really did connect it there. But
she went for, she was going to do a spinning back elbow, but her head went back and just wham, smacked Becky in the head.
Okay. No, the thing is also what I liked was, like I said, hard hitting. They did the reverse figure 4, and then Becky quickly got out with the ropes.
Indian Deathlock.
Let me ask you about the finish, though. A lot of people were kind of complaining about the finish. That
I just want to say the chops. I just want to talk about the chops. They were so stiff. I felt like I was watching a match from New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's what I want to say.
Yeah. Well, so Charlotte tries to roll her up and grab the rope, but the ref saw it and told her to let go. And then Becky quickly capitalized on that, rolled her up, and at the last second grabbed the rope to keep her advantage. And the ref did not see that, and so Becky sneaked out the victory. So she she did win. She cheated, and that's the thing. For me, I didn't complain about that because they're technically both heels.
Well, and the fans are fickle as F. Okay,
yeah.
Because
I was fine with
both of them are heels. And they haven't been cheering for Becky, but when you put Becky against someone they don't like even more, then they want Becky to win clean. And I don't get that.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. The crowd definitely favored her last night.
A win's a win.
Yeah. So, great match.
That would be this is why they're fickle, because that would be, if they're upset by that, then why? Where's the outrage that Ronda Rousey's still the Raw Women's Champion? Because they're upset about it for a minute, and they if we can play, and then Ronda's still the champ.
Yeah.
So you rather sweep it under the rug?
No, I mean,
stupid. I eat my licorice.
We'll talk about the fans during the women's match, just because I was frustrated with the fans. They sleeping, doing the wave, just really kind of disrespectful stuff.
Chanting CM Punk.
And AEW stuff. Yeah, that fan base I thought kind of sucked to a certain extent. So
where were they? They're in New York, right?
Brooklyn. Yeah, Barclays Center.
Yeah.
So
bunch of trash people. They stole that golden egg.
Yeah, as Vince McMahon and Paul Heyman pointed out.
Yep.
And they were doing the wave like they were at Dodger Stadium for crying out loud.
Yeah. So
pathetic.
We'll talk about that with the women's stuff. But so next it was the 5-on-5 Survivor Series traditional elimination match. So Team Raw versus Team Smackdown, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory for Raw. SmackDown had Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, Happy Corbin, and Sheamus.
I like this match a lot.
Maybe, you can argue this was the best match of the night or second best match of the night. I really enjoyed it. It was,
for me, it was the second because it took me a little bit to get into it because of what I just saw.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Battle Royal would have been good here.
Okay, a little breather.
Little breather, a little let me up, because the Battle Royal wasn't going to top Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah.
And arguably the best show, the second best match on the show was the second match.
Yeah.
Which is also super rare because you'd usually think the main event.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the match here, the big story at the beginning was like who was going to start, and Kevin Owens wanted to start, and he got pissed. He walked out on the team, so he got counted out.
He didn't even get pissed. He insisted on starting the match, and then he just left.
And a lot of people think, is this his last Survivor Series match as part of the WWE roster? Is he walking out and going straight to AEW because his contract is up next month? So it's going to be interesting. Like the next month, 6 weeks, 2 months, wherever, it's going to be interesting because Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano, Kyle O'Reilly, all their contracts, I think even Sami Zayn, all their contracts are coming up, and none of them I reportedly have re-signed yet. So, could we see Kevin Steen come back soon?
Kevin Owens has also been injured a fair amount, so I'm sure his contract is going to roll over anyway.
We'll see about that. I don't know the exact details on that, but I mean, the big thing everyone's saying, like, December, it's up. So I don't know.
That's when it's supposed to be up. Yeah.
So we'll find out more. I mean, I'm sure the dirt sheet writers will let us know the exact details from what they've been told. So immediately started 4-on-5 out of the gates here. But the match was fun. I mean, I think they did their best to protect some of these guys. Like we saw Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley kind of reignite their feud from WrestleMania on the outside.
Anything with Bobby Lashley, and I'm pleased.
I like the red gear, the red pants,
Yeah,
that looked good.
That was a good look.
Well, he destroyed them too.
Yeah, like he destroyed, King Woods, going back to their little rivalry from earlier this year, New Day and Bobby Lashley. But my main thing is like, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley get counted out. But the thing is, like, they're outside. They don't hear the ref like yelling like 5, 6, like, come on, guys. Were they that like angry in the zone, like beating each other up that they couldn't, like, oh crap, I better get back in the ring?
They're deaf.
Well, they were over by the bell keepers area at that point. So I didn't even notice the referee because I was just like, seriously, I was just like, oh my God, this is always good.
Yeah. Everyone had a moment to shine.
Yeah.
In this match, which was cool. That's always fun. Jeff Hardy and Sheamus working together a little bit, doing the,
for a while.
Hands,
I love that.
the like 10 chest shots on their opponents through the rope. But it was interesting that they're working together because keep in mind, over a year ago, remember they had the rivalry over on Smackdown and Jeff Hardy threw the pee-pee on Sheamus.
Yeah. And they had that bar brawl.
Yeah. So I was like, and then I'm glad Sheamus, it didn't last too long. He immediately snapped out of it and like kicked Jeff, turn on Jeff.
I think by that part of the show, I was extremely pleased because Corey Graves annoys me as an announcer. Like, I feel like when they had him on all the shows, he was so exhausted that he didn't have time to think of stupid one-liners that have been used by other people.
Yeah.
And now he just says them freely. So the fact that Pat McAfee was there, and there was a point where I remember Corey Graves, God, do you ever stop talking? you need to breathe eventually, don't you?
Yeah. So I thought, it was kind of a nice dynamic with Pat McAfee and Graves kind of working together a little bit, feeding off each other.
That was good.
Let's see. Happy Corbin didn't do much. Finn Balor eliminated him, if I remember correctly. Austin Theory, hey, it was a good opportunity for him. He's the young guy with all these veterans.
He got some good spotlight, really good, because he started the match for like the first 3 to 4 minutes, and then he made it to the final 2.
Yeah. Tommy, anything you were gonna say?
No.
Okay, so it comes down to the end: Jeff Hardy versus Seth Rollins. And it was very interesting because, Tommy, I think you tweeted out a good point. Because remember last year, Seth sacrificed himself first, eliminated. Complete opposite. He's the sole survivor. So he ultimately beats Jeff Hardy, eliminates him, and helps win for Team Raw. And I think this is Seth Rollins' first victory on a Survivor Series team. Yeah. I think he's had a losing streak. He has. So, Seth Rollins, it's a complete 180. Last year, he bailed out early. This year he wins for them. So he's going to be gloating on Raw or be hanging on this this achievement for weeks to come. Like, yes, I'm the sole survivor. I helped Team Raw win at Survivor Series.
I carried Team Raw on my back.
I'm the best. Yeah, I'm the best of the Raw roster. So I think for him and his heel work, it's going to add a lot of a new story or a new layer to the heel gimmick that he's doing right now. His
ceiling is rising right now.
Yeah, man. Like, keep in mind, he still has that contract as well. So I really wonder if he's going to be the one to dethrone Big E and take the championship.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens, man. Because keep in mind, they got no pay-per-view in December, but they're gonna have that New Year's Day one. What was it, Day One, or whatever it's called?
Yeah,
when everyone's hungover.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the Rose Bowl for WWE.
I don't. Do wrestlers drink anymore?
I'm sure they do.
Couple Seamas.
They probably drink some Bud Lights.
Mike's Hard Lemonade. Yeah. So, no, but overall, like I said, I really enjoyed this match. It was very entertaining, and it is what you expect out of 5-on-5 all-star match between all the top guys from the mid card and main event scene. So it was a good match. I was a little bummed, like Austin Theory, great for him opportunity wise, but I was kind of bummed that like Ray wasn't on the team because, I liked the premise Raw had a couple weeks ago, like all former champions for their team, but Austin Theory, good for him and kind of adds a new layer to the Mysterio angle right now. So they probably pick that up on Raw moving forward. Next up, was a 25-man dual branded battle royal in honor of The Rock's 25th anniversary. So it was like, what? What kind of random match is it? Okay, it's been 25 years since The Rock debuted. Let's have a battle royal in his honor. But
I was expecting the stalker to come.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Barry Windham.
Yeah.
That's God.
Yeah.
But I mean,
my God.
And I will admit, like for Raw, I like how Team Raw wore red gear and not just the red shirts.
Yeah.
And same for SmackDown. They wore blue gear and not just blue shirts. This was the only match on the show, the Battle Royal, where everyone wore a colored shirt based on which show that they're on.
Yeah.
It was interesting, like Fox had, or SmackDown had Fox on the back and Raw had USA Network. It was kind of interesting. Like, whoa.
Yeah. I noticed that too.
Like really giving love to the networks that pay billions of dollars for WWE's.
You better make that extra effort.
So
it's like NASCAR.
Yeah.
But really, like this match was to promote The Rock's anniversary, but more, it was just a big commercial for Pizza Hut.
Yes, that's what it was.
It's
like NASCAR.
I mean, that's pretty cool, that triple decker box.
Well, it wasn't Pizza Hut sponsoring another wrestling show? And
that was Domino's.
That was Domino's.
That was Domino's.
The controversy surrounding Domino's.
Yeah.
But I mean, my God, if you're a sponsor, how effing happy are you to see this?
Poor Byron Saxton didn't get sliced.
I know. I felt bad. Really bad for him.
Then Michael Cole like,
I like that Michael Cole. None of it's for you.
But that box is cool with the triple.
I know. I like that too. I had pizza yesterday, so it was just kind of like
what pizza?
Wombo combo from Round Table.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice. That's good pizza.
But, Street Profits come out with the pizza. The Battle Royal itself was fun.
I've told you a million times, I don't typically like a Battle Royal, but this was fun.
Well, this one didn't overstay its welcome. It wasn't super long. And Omos was the big story here. He had 12 eliminations.
Yep.
There's enough funny. I mean, watching Otis eat pizza was, for some reason, I was mesmerized by that.
I know, I was like, oh, good callback to his old character. Like, oh yeah.
But R-Truth handing him the pizza, and I didn't notice when R-Truth got knocked out, so I thought when Almost won that R-Truth is going to come out of nowhere and pick up the win, and it didn't happen. But I thought it was fun, and I loved the Street Profits throwing the pizza out and AJ getting super upset by that.
So Omos dominated, eliminated a bunch of people, 12 people. Very much they booked him how Andre the Giant used to be booked in Battle Royals back in the day. So that was cool.
They should. They should.
Yeah. But the ending was kind of funny because AJ, he was outside most of the time and he comes back in and General Commander Z,
the way that AJ got eliminated, I died laughing so hard.
Me
And it was
too.
like way more than I felt like I should be. In the moment, I'm just like, why is this so funny to me?
Well, so that was funny because, like, okay, it was interesting because, by the way, it was cool. All the big men for WWE were in this match. Shanky, Omos, and Commander Z, like over 7 feet tall guys. But so Commander Z's eliminated, and AJ's like, on the rope, and he pulls out AJ, but Omos comes in to save him. And it's a tug of war for AJ's style,
for AJ's body,
for AJ's love and attention. Yeah. So I was waiting for AJ to kind of go, hey, let me go. Like I was waiting for him to kind of like,
oh my God,
stretch me. You're
I wasn't expecting him to fall on his face like that.
So Apollo Crews, hits Omos and he drops AJ and AJ gets yanked out. But yeah, the way he landed, I was like, ooh, like that must have hurt his face.
Yeah.
God, but still, Omos.
This is a man that was buried alive. He can, take that.
Yeah. Totally. AJ is the man. But so Omos, still eliminates Apollo Crews, picks up the victory here. So yeah, good for Omos. AJ came back in, celebrate with him. So, another great accomplishment for Omos. I mean, for his role with WWE, they're taking good care of him. I think they're properly using him sporadically.
I do get thoroughly amused when I see him try to sell when people are throwing punches and stuff, because it just looks like who's there who played the Mummy in WCW?
The Yeti.
The Yeti.
Yeah, the Yeti.
Something Reese.
It was the guy from the Misfit crew, right? In the
the Flock.
He was a basketball player. He was from.
Was he?
Yeah, he's a Bay Area guy. He was from San Jose.
Ron Reese.
Ron Reese.
Oh,
yeah. I had no idea.
He played basketball at Santa Clara University.
Oh, wow. There you go. Look at that.
He's born in San Jose.
Oh, geez. Oh, man. There he is. Look at the Yeti. And they just bear hug.
Yeah.
It was a bear hug, Hogan.
It was a bear hug and a hump.
It was
a dry hump.
Yeah, it was a dry hump bear hug.
So
the proper name.
So next up, we had the tag team title matchup for Raw, RK Bro versus the Usos.
You can make the argument that this is the second best match of the night.
Dude, so good. I mean, I like what I enjoyed about
Randy set a record last night, and he's setting a record tonight, right?
Well, so at Survivor Series, he now has the record for most pay-per-view matches.
They beat Kane.
Is that who it was before? They didn't say who it was.
It was Kane.
Okay,
I remember them saying that about Kane.
Okay. No, good for Randy Orton. He's, where is he as an all-time list? It's another question, but definitely another. Yeah, I know, dude.
It doesn't feel like 20 years.
The longevity and.
But they say that with Natty too, and it's just like, God, Natty's been there forever now. Yeah. It's just like 2006. She's been there 7.
I think so. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
She looks good still.
Absolutely, but this match was a lot of fun. I'm glad RK Bro are now on the point where they're such a strong team that they can work together and do like strong tag team.
Oh my God!
Offense together.
Yeah.
And how great was that finish?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I was all expecting, because I'm to me, I'm thinking, oh great, the Usos are going to win. I want them to win. I love the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
It was very much
I like rated RKO.
RK Bro.
RK Bro. Sorry. But like, I saw Randy's head outside the ring.
I did too. Yeah.
Just sitting. I thought he was leaning against the barricades. The next thing I know, it's an RKO out of nowhere. And it's like, God damn it. That was great.
It was very similar to when he did the RKO out of nowhere on Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, or Seidel, or what's his name back in WWE. And that's, Seidel now, but the little guy,
Evan Bourne.
Yeah. It's another creative way, because Jimmy Uso didn't see Randy get the blind tag.
No one did.
And so, he comes running in and hits Jimmy off the rope, and, RK Bro picks up the victory. So, fun match. The stereo super kicks they were doing on Riddle, and Riddle's like, selling his ass off. And, but yeah, so Usos lose. So yeah, I'm sure Roman will address this on SmackDown. He's like, you guys lost. And they're going to point at each other. Whose fault was it?
Not Jay.
No, it's good for them. All right. So next up was the 5-on-5 Women's Survivor Series elimination match. Team Raw, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Queen Zelina versus Team SmackDown, Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, Natty, and Toni Storm. By the way, both of these Survivor Series matches, how long it took to get the match going because everyone got their individual entrances. Took forever. Yeah. But anyway, for SmackDown,
SmackDown was, they came out as a team and it was quicker.
I like how that visually that looked cool, badass. All 5 of them walking down to the ring. That looked cool. I enjoyed that.
Totally agree.
I will admit, I was a little bummed. Rhea Ripley, one half of the women's tag team champions, are in this match. I kind of wish Nikki ASH was in this match.
Why weren't they defending the belts on the show?
That's a whole nother
against
question.
the SmackDown team.
Good question. I'm with you. They should have been doing that. It just shows kind of just the value of those women's tag titles right now, just where they're kind of their feelings on them, the importance of them. The match itself, I was frustrated from a logistic or strategy standpoint. All right, Team SmackDown, you're probably your best member was Sasha Banks. She's the most decorated person on that team or championship winner.
Regarded.
Yeah. And 3 of them gang up on her and keep pulling her out before the ref can do a 10 count, which I thought I guess technically your whole body's got to be in the ring because her legs were not fully in, but she still was the majority of her body was in the ring, but they kept pulling her out. So from a strategy standpoint,
it's like the reverse battle royal.
Yeah, it's real. Dude, that's so stupid. Why are you doing that to your own tag team partner? You just pull her out.
Sasha Banks.
They can't coexist.
Don't you listen to Corey?
They don't coexist. So
no one likes Sasha Banks.
But that's ridiculous. They kept pulling her out, and then they ultimately eliminate her. The count in. They're like, bye bye.
They don't want her to steal the spot.
It's just so ridiculous. Just the logistics. Like I said, the strategy there. It's you're eliminating one of your own. I don't know. I was just so frustrated. It's I guess that's the way I protect Sasha Banks without losing here. She doesn't get pinned or submitted in this match. She just gets eliminated by her own team. So she can use that to her advantage moving forward. Still looking strong. So I don't know. Carmella, eliminated with the mask. She couldn't get her mask on.
I love the mask gimmick. I think it's so good. She's so annoying about it.
I know.
It's just so good.
Zelina, pretty good showing here as well. Rhea Ripley.
She's getting more and more comfortable.
Yeah.
Getting those reps.
But they all got eliminated. It was just Bianca Belair left against the final three.
Shayna, Shotzi, and
Natty. Oh, and Toni Storm looked pretty good as well. She had some.
She did.
Which I was happy for. The crowd seemed to love her. I'm give her TV time. Come on.
They are now. She's gonna get the L to Charlotte, but she's gonna show that she can have a good match with Charlotte.
And it looks like Xia Li's gonna finally get on TV.
Yeah, I dig those vignettes for her. Yeah. Those comic book vignettes are pretty cool.
Yeah. So hopefully, she does well and they don't release her that quickly, a month later. So, Team Raw, the story here is Bianca Belair looked very strong, eliminated all 3 of them to pick up the victory. So Bianca Belair, even though she's not a champion right now, she still looked very strong in this match and kind of rebuilding her up, I think, as a top competitor. And look at the year 2021. You can argue she's probably female wrestler of the year.
100%.
Wins the Royal Rumble, wins the championship against Sasha Banks. Main event
her first
at
WrestleMania.
Even though she lost at SummerSlam to Becky Lynch, but she still wins the Survivor Series match.
She lost, but she won. You know what I mean? That's what pushed her over with the crowd. That was, and the moment it feels like, oh, what the hell? This is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. But when you look at the big picture, people care about Bianca Belair a lot more than they did before.
Yeah. So I'm saying an amazing year for her. So congrats to Bianca Belair. But so the fans, though, they really were quiet here. They're also quiet during the Battle Royal. And they started doing the wave. Tommy, you saw the wave. I was like, no effing way they're doing the wave here. How ridiculous.
I told you, it's like Dodger Stadium.
I feel bad for Rhea Ripley because I feel like she keeps getting in the middle of these situations.
True.
But I'm just
her match with Charlotte and they're chanting Becky the whole match.
Yeah.
It just stole the thunder.
Yeah. And she's amazing.
Yeah, but I'm just like,
all of them are amazing. All those women are great.
Like, I feel like, okay, if you're like bored in the if you're an attendee, I know you buy a ticket, you technically can do what you want. But at the same time, if you're bored, have a little more respect though for the performers.
That's
and
the
just
kind
sit
of,
there.
That's the kind of BS that affects the way The Office looks at people sometimes. Because
exactly.
All the other matches are getting cheers, and then this one that gets boos because you want to be a bunch of jerks.
Yeah.
They take that into consideration. This is why people get released.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Wake up. And it's like that to me, it drives me nuts when I see when someone gets released and it's someone that they didn't really care about when they were on TV.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's their favorite wrestler when they get released. And then they go to another company and it's the most exciting thing that's ever happened to them. It's like, you didn't like Aleister Black. He was so ordinary when he came out, like with the crowd. The crowd didn't think he was that special or great or anything. And now he's like everywhere on the internet of, oh my God, he's going to go wrestle at PWG again. And it's like, okay, great. The 500 people are going to be so excited to see him.
Well, no, that's the thing. As Daniel Bryan said, fans are fickle. But no, they did the wave. I think that sucks. Like, be a little more respectful of the people there. And I'm
even fine when it's like you start a giant chant for someone that is in the match, but it's not someone that that everyone likes. Like, if everyone started chanting for Zelina.
Yeah, well, and listen, granted, I know this match probably didn't have the best build leading into it, so I'm not like emotionally involved. And the match was not clean. It was a little sloppy at points. People were getting dropped on their heads and stuff.
Fine. It's wrestling.
But it's like, come on, fans, you can do
work
better
their
than
asses
that.
off.
Yeah, it's like, be better.
Yeah.
Be better than that. That's my big takeaway. So, haram. But yeah, so Team Raw gets the victory. So, other than Shinsuke winning by DQ, up to this point, it's just been Raw winning. They didn't keep the little tallies down at the bottom like they did in the past, like number of wins per brand. But Raw was getting like just dominating here. So, remind you, Raw is still the A show, people. Just remember that. So, all right, main event time. Roman Reigns, Universal Champion from SmackDown, taking on Big E, WWE Champion from Raw. Tommy, what do you think of this matchup here?
I thought it was my favorite match of the night.
Okay.
It really was. It really was. I like the build up to it. I enjoyed the pacing of it. I enjoyed the good storytelling. I liked that it slowly built up. And then the pace got better later on, and it got really super fast, with the pace. Mm-hmm. And
it felt like a tennis match to me.
That's what I was totally thinking.
No joke. Like, it felt like because it started so slow, but it felt like like Roman serving, and he's going to score a point here, and then like he scores a couple points, and then Big E kind of makes his little comeback. Scores a few points, but he's still behind.
It was the equivalent of Bjorn Borg versus John McEnroe.
Sure.
Exactly. Well, no, that's a good point, Tommy, because what I'm getting at is I think for some fans, they probably thought this match was a little boring because how slow it was at first, but it's a build-up. It's
like a main event.
And that's the thing. It's like that's kind of been Roman's MO the last few big main event matches, John Cena and whatnot. It's like a slow build.
And what WWE does better than other companies is they don't let the fans dictate the pace of the match.
That was interesting because I was kind of concerned. I was like, I wonder if they're going to pick things up just to wake up the crowd. But it's almost like they stuck to their guns of what the story they want to tell. Yeah. Roman did a little trash talking to the crowd again. Which
I enjoyed
cool.
that.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's what heels do.
And you'll always notice that with a true wrestling heel is when the crowd is booing and saying boring, you put them in a rest hold and you hold it and hold it and hold it and hold it and hold it because they're just going to get more and more and more angry.
Rub it in their face.
Yeah. And the more and more angry they get, the more rowdy they're going to get when things pick up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Watch
So
any Samoa Joe match where he puts a rest hold on someone, and it's like, okay, he knows what he's doing.
well, and then that's the thing too, because I think
that's psychology right there.
Wrestling in the last few years, I think a lot of the younger fans are kind of more conditioned to the fast pace, no sell, just one big move after another.
Which is exactly why you do that, though.
Yeah, and
because they're just going to get more and more impatient with it.
Yeah, exactly. So this match, I was trying to watch because like they were each countering, as you said, like tennis, countering with each other's offense, big moves. Big E, he is a star. He is a main eventer. I'm so happy for him to be in this spot.
He looked so nervous, didn't he?
A little bit, yeah.
Like you're going to see him taking those because that's his first true big time main event.
Plus, shout out to Big E. He was at the Terrence Bud Crawford Sean Porter fight, so I got to give him props for that.
the night before in
Vegas,
and he had some Seinfeld references on his gear.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
I couldn't tell. I was like, it's Seinfeld colors. But.
Yeah. So, pretty.
Why do they call it?
So Big E, hurt his knee early on when he tried to do a splash on the outside on Roman.
Yeah.
So that became a story beat as far as
he was
his knee.
bumping his ass off in that match.
He was, dude. I still get nervous though when Big E does that suicide dive through the ropes.
Oh, the spear.
Yeah, dude, and he landed hard on the outside on his shoulder, and I was like, "Oh, don't pop your shoulder out, knock on wood." But he jumped up and started hitting the mat, I think, to show everyone he's okay. But it's like, dude, you're way too big to do that. I think suicide dive, that's the number one move I think people do too much now. That's chill.
Yeah,
Tommy and I were at Indie Show last week, and we saw a girl do an indie dive, and she her foot got caught in the rope. And she landed pretty hard on her face.
That was
awful. I used to it used to make me really anxious when I'd see the Usos do that top rope version.
Mm-hmm.
And I think unless you can do it 20 out of 20 times, you should be fine. But
Rey Mysterio, the smaller guys can probably do it better.
Yeah, but even then they make mistakes once in a while. But I always kind of refer back, and it's unfortunate because that's where she got a bad reputation for is when Bella missed that one, and that was terrifying. And she just fell out of the ring, face to the floor.
Yeah.
Oh God. One wrong move and you break your neck, and she's a mom.
It's terrifying. I watched that. But then later on, Roman Reigns delivered a bunch of Superman punches on Big E, and he kicked out of those, and he started hulking up, whatever you want to call it. And then, but Roman, took his knee out and then hit the spear for the victory. Very interesting. He won clean, and the symbolism there is yep, Roman Reigns in WWE's mind is the top champion.
Yep.
I think that's the more takeaway here.
But a valiant babyface effort from Big E, no less.
I kind of hope. WWE does this a lot. I was kind of hoping they were going to do something where Big E hits the big ending and there was a ref bump and he's knocked out, but Big E still gets the crowd going 1, 2, 3. So theoretically, the crowd, he won
like a dusty finish.
Yeah, or no,
I think when you do something like that, whenever a ref gets bumped, you always look towards the entrance, right? Because you're expecting someone to come out, and I don't think that they wanted. And if you look, the Usos already had a match that they lost, and and you don't have Kofi there to back up Big E, so it's not a fair schmoz. You just have Woods coming out and then getting beat up by the Usos, and that's not going to be a continued story. So I think the fact that it's a clean finish 1-on-1,
they didn't overbook it.
You don't want to overbook it because this is the end of that story.
Yeah.
This is it from here.
So it's I was kind of hoping they would do it just for the a sympathetic, the crowd can say, well, technically Big E would have won if the ref wasn't knocked out, but no, they didn't do that. Roman just won clean here, which is okay. I don't know what happens next. The crowd kind of felt a little quiet because I think they thought The Rock was going to come out still. It was still a long night too. Keep in mind, this was it was 8:30 our time. So it was 11:30 there. So it was a long day for them. So I'm sure they're just tired as well.
I'm sure they have a curfew there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. They had to get off Peacock at a certain time as well, I believe.
Yeah. Why?
I think it was like 11:35. I forgot. I heard someone else talking about that.
To make way for for Colombo.
Have you ever looked through the Peacock? It doesn't matter.
But I don't know the exact details.
Peacock,
I have to look it up.
when you look at Peacock, because I couldn't find the pre-show at first, because I got home and I was just like, oh, I'll just put that on and play on my phone.
Mm-hmm,
so
right.
like I went looking through the channels portion of it. It's just a WWE channel. I don't think Peacock dictates when they can stop a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
it's all their programming.
What else was I going to say about the main event though? I was kind of thinking, would they do something big though to like with Seth come out and cash in that red, contract?
So that red contract that he has, they haven't stated
how it's going to be used.
That's like you can cash it with like a Money in the Bank. So I think you have to set a date for that one.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, is it one where you schedule the match, or can you call it?
That's kind of what I got the feeling of.
And so I wonder if they're going to save that match for like that day one, the New Year's Day show. Do you think though Seth Rollins becomes the new champion?
I love it. I'd love to. I think he needs it. I think he needs it more than Biggie needs it right now.
And it's revenge from NXT in 2012.
Yeah, because Seth took a huge detour when he had that faction with AOP and Austin Theory, and then he's feuding with Dominic, and it's just like that wasn't for Seth.
Yeah,
Seth is a main event guy. He's doing that to better. He was on a better the new guys kind of.
And then he went away after Survivor Series last year. Went on paternity leave himself.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I could see him being champion, and maybe Big E goes on another run chasing the title as a babyface. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here next.
And just because I'm saying Seth needs to win the belt doesn't mean I'm saying Seth needs to hold the belt.
Yeah, okay.
He just needs to win it and say that he's still a top guy. It's like when remember when I said that when the Miz won the belt, it was good for the Miz because he can then go and brag and say, that first one wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
But Seth needs to prove that he's still a main event player.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do here with all those people involved. And like I said, Survivor Series, it's still fun to a certain extent, which is, like you said, the All-Star. It's the best of the best. You get to see them match up and stuff. So
because I kind of talk myself out of your train of thinking, because I think to myself, well, Clash of Champions is more of the Survivor Series that I want, but like it's not elimination matches. Like you're getting all the champions defending all the belts. So it's just kind of like that for me. I have a question for you gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Did you watch the Ruthless Aggression Hollywood Rock episode?
I caught part of it.
A little glimpse.
I caught part of it.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. I haven't finished it. Yeah.
I was talking to my buddy Don, and we were both like, I was like, I need to go to bed, but I can't stop watching this. It's so entertaining.
Yeah. Actually, I got a question for you. I forgot to bring this up earlier in the Battle Royal. So we saw at the end, Street Profits were throwing the pizza into the crowd. Would you eat a pizza from them if you caught it?
I might rip off the face of it. Okay. And eat the cheese, but like the part where his hand had touched.
Yeah, the dirty hand.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I mean it's like I won't drink a water that someone's touched the rind. They put the lime in the water already. I don't want that.
Yeah,
I don't.
Exactly.
I want it. It needs to be on the side of the glass.
Okay.
Like, who does that?
Yes,
that's disgusting.
Okay, yes. All right. I was just throwing the pizza. It's like they're just throwing it out there.
If you know me, I'm a total
those New York. Yeah, those New York rats are going to eat it.
Yeah.
You ever seen it? Have you ever been to New York?
Yeah.
You ever see the rats in New York?
They're huge. They're sewer rats.
Yeah, they're bigger than most dogs. Yeah. They're disgusting.
No, I've been at Barclays a couple years ago for that.
Did you see the rats?
Yeah, on the subway or whatever.
Yeah, disgusting.
You
ever spend any time in Central Park?
No, I didn't make it over there, but
you didn't really go to New York.
But I did Takeover and Raw at Barclays Center.
Speaking of New York and pizza,
Tony D'Angelo.
No, I was thinking Pizza Hut and all that. It reminded me of that episode where Michael Scott on The Office, he went to New York because he was on some business trip or whatever, and he was on his lunch break or whatever. And he's always like talking about, this is my pizza place I always go to. And it turns out it was a Sbarro.
All right. I've got a true story. People in the podcast won't hear this. So I work with this guy who was from Pakistan.
Yeah.
And he speaks perfect English and barely an accent. Just a funny little guy. And he comes into work one day and he's telling us about this tea. Because he didn't drink coffee, he drinks tea. It's like, oh, I found this delicious tea over the weekend. And you guys would really like it, actually. And we go, oh, what is it? It's called Lipton's. And it's an iced tea. And it comes in a can. and I swear to God, at the same lunch, he goes, oh, I found this new show on Netflix. Have you ever seen a show? It's a new show called Friends. And this is like 2013. It's just like, yeah, that's like a 15-year-old show at this point. Oh, well, it's new to me.
You should check out this show called MASH. You'll love it. Seinfeld as well.
Three's Company.
Just you're gonna love it.
Oh God.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we'll see what happens on Raw and SmackDown this week on the Fallout episodes from Survivor Series. Should be interesting. See what they do now moving forward. No pay-per-view for December. I guess the only thing technically we have to look forward to is War Games for NXT. So we'll talk about that later.
I'd like to announce a late breaking news. Congratulations to the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Carmella and Zelina Vega.
I just saw that too. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So all right. They should
have heard it here first tomorrow.
You should have done that. They should have done that at Survivor Series. They could have done it. Whatever. All right. On that note, let's start wrapping things up. Richard, where can the Kliqsters find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Pro Wrestling 101 and on Twitter under Magic the Gathering. Please send your hate tweets and mail and DMs to at Baby Huey 83. Any kind of negative feedback we really take into consideration. So please feel free to use whatever language you deem to be appropriate. And do that.
I love the Kliqsters. They send me very nice, sweet messages.
The clickbaiters are the best.
They send me nice stuff saying how awesome we are and all that stuff. I appreciate that. Tommy, how about you?
Hey, well, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at IronFist1982. Give me a follow. Give me some love, in all those Kliqsters out there,
Exactly.
He shows some skin sometimes, guys.
No, not like on the level of Skinamax.
Yes. And I'm Baby Huey. Follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official, Twitter and Instagram at Baby Huey 83. Follow In The Kliq at In The Kliq on social media, inthethe@gmail.com. Subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts at, especially on YouTube. Watch the videos, leave a comment, give us a like on those videos. That helps out so much. We appreciate all the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line, because Huey said so.